Morning, everyone. Hey, I don't know if you tried this stuff, but it's pretty good. Elderberry cranberry juice, 100% juice. Oof. Tastes like wine. All right, Amazon. Flash briefing. Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, here's the latest from your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. The U.S. Supreme Court is sending a lawsuit over Louisiana's congressional map back to the lower federal courts. As NPR's Hansi Lo Wang reports, the outcome of this case could help shift the balance of power in the next Congress.
Louisiana's Republican-controlled legislature approved the state's current congressional map, where Black Louisianans of voting age make up a majority in only one of the districts, and the rest are majority white. The lower court judge ruled that likely violated Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act by diluting the power of black voters and ordered a new map with a second majority black district. But Republican state officials in Louisiana got the Supreme Court to put that order on hold last year. The court wanted to weigh in first on a similar lawsuit out of Alabama, which it did a couple of weeks ago. Now, Louisiana may be on track to having two majority black congressional districts in time for next year's elections.
If you're not from there, you don't know.
NPR News.
Today is a non-working holiday in Moscow out of caution. People in Russia are trying to learn what happened this weekend after the leader of the mercenary Wagner Group led a brief rebellion against Russian military authorities. But Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin struck a deal with the leader of Belarus. It was
all done diplomatically. There was no bloodshed.
Even though
that's why they were celebrating in the streets, and you were using footage on the mainstream news, because I saw it over at my parents' house, and making up your own freaking words to go with that footage when it was all done diplomatically, no bloodshed.
Because of this crisis, he got his minor partner, Alexander Lukashenko,
I used footage of Patrick Lancaster on YouTube.
Getting involved.
You put your own words to it to make it look like there was actually some harm going on.
Which doesn't look good.
Soldatov spoke to NPR's Morning Edition. A record number of Americans are expected to travel over the July 4th holiday weekend,
and they were
as NPR's Kristen Wright reports. AAA estimates more than 50 million people will leave town.
You can find that.
AAA says it's never projected travel numbers this high for Independence Day weekend. Spokesperson Aixa Diaz.
2023 has just been huge for travel.
Most will drive. The national average for regular gas is down from almost $5 a gallon a year ago to about $3.57. AAA expects road congestion to be the worst Friday. The airlines will be tested too.
The busiest day to travel by air will be Saturday. The airports are going to be packed full.
Despite high ticket prices, the number of people flying is projected to jump more than 10% from last July 4th. As the airline industry faces a serious air traffic controller shortage. Kristen Wright, NPR News.
On Wall Street, stocks are mixed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 47 points. The NASDAQ is up about 10.
Tell me, have you ever came to work talking about the stock market and been like,
in Guatemala's
everything's up
national
or everything's
elections
down?
Yesterday, there was no candidate who won a majority of votes. Maria Martin reports that means there will be a runoff in late August between two centrist-left candidates.
With a vast majority of votes counted, former First Lady Sandra Torres has won the highest number of votes, nearly 15% in a crowded field of over 20 candidates. But the great surprise in this election is the second-place finish of Bernardo Arévalo of the fairly new reformist anti-corruption party Semilla. Arévalo, who didn't even show up as a serious contender in polls, is the son of former President Juan José Arévalo, considered the founder of modern Guatemalan democracy. Some 60% of eligible voters cast ballots, including a high number left blank, in rejection of a system that excluded popular candidates.
Speaking of Jose,
News.
I saw on YouTube some of the
people have now
Family
died from
Feud's
severe weather on Sunday.
stupidest
One person was killed in Indiana after a tornado barreled through southwest of Indianapolis.
It starts with the letter H.
Another tornado south of the Indiana capital damaged about 75 homes. Now, there are local media reports from Arkansas that two people were killed there on Sunday after a tree fell on a home during a severe storm. Officials in Montana say they have seen no threat to the public after the train derailed into the Yellowstone River on Saturday. It buckled into the water after a bridge collapsed. Officials are now testing the air and the water. The train was carrying hot asphalt and molten sulfur. I'm Cobra Coleman, NPR News in Washington.
In NASA news, during a ceremony at the Willard Intercontinental Hotel in Washington on Wednesday, June 21st, India became the 27th country to sign the Artemis Accords. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson participated in the signing ceremony for the agency, and Taranjit Singh Sandhu, India's ambassador to the United States, signed on behalf of India. NASA announced the recipients of its annual STEM grants, providing nearly $4 million in total funding to support scientific and technical research that aligns with the agency's strategic research and technology development priorities. By providing resources to support cutting-edge research in STEM, NASA helps create a stronger and more vibrant sci.
Yeah, talk over that.
NASA's OSIRIS-REx, Origin, Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification and Security, Regolith Explorer mission will deliver the agency's first asteroid sample collected in space to Earth on September 24, 2023. Media interested in covering the landing, as well as mission activities leading up to and following the return, are invited to register.
If you register, you might get paid the money.
NASA has awarded a contract to the University of Alaska at Fairbanks, Alaska, for the continued development and operation of the Synthetic Aperture Radar Distributed Active Archive Center for NASA's Earth Observing System Data and Information System. NASA will hold a media teleconference to discuss its X-57 Maxwell all-electric aircraft project at 12 p.m. EDT on Friday, June 23rd. 11. Right now in Seattle, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today's forecast has lots of clouds, with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 56 degrees. From NASA. During a ceremony at the Willard Intercontinental Hotel in Washington on Wednesday, June 21st,
Amazon.
India
Off. Amazon, tell us a joke.
I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
All right. Well, that's cool. That's fun. Hey, speaking of not being able to put things down, or gravity, I guess is more like it. Speaking of gravity, not putting things down, but if you take a balloon, because my daughter had a birthday recently, and she had a balloon in the car. You got the AC blowing, the vents, for example, the passenger seat up front, angle the vents towards, and put the balloon there. It just floats right in front of you. It doesn't touch you because the static keeps it off of your shirt, and it just blows. It just stays right there like hovering. So if you wanted to make like a TikTok video or something with a hovering balloon, you get the airflow, holding it there, making it look magical. It wobbles around a little bit. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Have a happy time wherever you are.